Out comes the crescendo, and now we're away, racing here at Interlagos, and a great start for Felipe Massa, and Kimi Raikkonen's got ahead of Lewis Hamilton going into the first corner. Lewis Hamilton stays out of trouble, but Raikkonen's got up into second place. Fernando Alonso alongside Lewis Hamilton going round the second corner. Has he got the inside line? Alonso's got past Lewis Hamilton from the start. Mark Webber holds fifth place, then Nick Heidfeld, but crucially for the title battle, Kimi Raikkonen is ahead of Lewis Hamilton, and it's Fernando Alonso. Hamilton locks up his brakes going round the curve of the Sol. He's gone wide. He's made an absolute mess of the start, and Lewis Hamilton's lost 4 or 5 more places going round the curve of the Sol. Down towards Descartes de Lago they come. Oh, what a disaster for Lewis Hamilton. He's now just ahead of Nico Rosberg in 8th place. He's gone from 2nd down to 8th right at the start, and Rosberg still pressurising him from behind. It's Massa, Raikkonen, Alonso and Hamilton and Webber, Kubica, Heidfeld, Trulli, and then Lewis Hamilton. Then comes Nico Rosberg, David Coulthard, Barrichello, Vettel and Fisichella, Button and Sato, Liuzzi, Nakajima, Davidson, Schumacher, Yamamoto, Sudal and Heikki Kovalainen. And there has been an incident. There's some yellow flags being waved on the track. The flags are now being stopped and the track is clear. That might have been Heikki Kovalainen, and that's why he's at the back at the moment. Up the hill come the cars now to complete the first lap of 71 here at Interlagos, and this is the order. Felipe Massa by 0.8 of a second from Kimi Raikkonen, then Fernando Alonso, then Mark Webber, then Robert Kubica, then Nick Heidfeld, Jarno Trulli. Lewis Hamilton goes past Jarno Trulli into turn 1. He's made another place up now. He's 7th, Trulli 8th, Nico Rosberg 9th, but Maurice Hamilton, what a disastrous start.
Just a bad getaway by Lewis Hamilton from the front row. He just was slow away. Massa was long gone. Been an incident.
Sakon Yamamoto's lost his front wing. There's an awful lot of debris on the track. Giancarlo Fisichella cut one of the corners. Sakon Yamamoto coming round it, and Yamamoto went straight up behind the Renault and almost launched that car into the air. If he'd have been going any faster, he might well have gone over the top of Fisichella, but luckily his speed and his impetus wasn't enough to take him further forward. But a huge bit of damage to the back of the Renault, and a lot of damage to the front of the Spiker as well.
Actually, we're getting a rerun of the start, David. Do you know what? I think that Felipe Massa, they were playing a little bit of gamesmanship here, the two Ferrari guys. Massa got away clean. He got in front of Lewis Hamilton, backed up ever so slightly, just enough to allow Raikkonen to run around the outside, and in the process then Lewis Hamilton had to back off, and Alonso is saying thank you very much, I'll come up the inside, and they nearly touched going through the turn 2, turning into Curva de Sol. They were side by side, the two McLarens almost touched at that point, but Lewis Hamilton just lost a lot of momentum all the way through turns 1, 2 and 3.
Lewis Hamilton is slowing down on the track. Lewis Hamilton is slowing down roundabout by Pinarino at the moment, and he's now being overtaken by Takuma Sato and Jenson Button. And Lewis Hamilton at the moment, something's wrong with his McLaren car. He could be out of the World Championship here at Interlagos and facing, well, a DNF against his name for the 2nd race running. He's nodding his head forward.
He can't get gears. He's trying desperately to get gears. You can see him flicking the paddles, and occasionally he's getting a bit of drive. The head going forward. He's away again. He's going.
Well, he's going, but he's right at the back of the field now. He was almost like he was a jockey trying to ride a horse, trying to get some momentum into that McLaren car. He's found 3rd gear and 4th gear, I can tell you now, and 2nd gear as he breaks down to Pico de Plateau before the sweeping left-hander at Magulio, and he's got it going again now. 5th gear, 6th gear, and possibly up to 7th by the time he hits the main straight. But Lewis Hamilton has now gone right to the back of the field.
This is where he can at least get a couple of them coming on here. In fact, he's already got past Kovalainen going into the hill, the corner. Giancarlo at the bottom of the hill. Now he's climbing the hill. He should maybe pick up. No, he's too far back from the Toyota. I don't think he's going to be able to do it there. He's just got too much ground to make up at this point.
There are 56 laps to go at the end of this, so he still has the time as ahead of that procession. Takuma Sato under pressure from Kazuki Nakajima. That's a really great move from Nakajima, who lost out to Sato on the previous lap and has regained his place there going down through the center S. Sato comes back at him, but Nakajima holds firm, and the two Japanese drivers really battling hard here. Now Lewis Hamilton going down the back straight, gets past Ralf Schumacher into Descartes de Lago. He's a car length ahead as he goes round the turn there. Next on his radar, Anthony Davidson in the Super Aguri with Takuma Sato ahead of him, and Anthony Davidson, well, did he get out of the way? But Lewis Hamilton certainly got past. One British driver helping another, and while that's happening, Mark Webber's bad luck with reliability problems seems to have continued. He was running 5th, and he seems to be out of this race now. And into the pit pits comes Lewis Hamilton. So there you are, Maurice. That's how equal the strategy is for the McLaren drivers this afternoon. They have both come in at the same time.
Indeed they have. Let's see if any work's done in the car. None that we can see. It's just the routine stuff and the softer tyre going on. They're putting the softer tyre on Lewis Hamilton, and that was quite a short stop, only 5.8 seconds. So they're changing their strategy here, putting the softer tyre on. He want to push really hard at this point. I think this is saying we just wanted to get him up into the points, and that will do.
Oh, and there's been an incident here. Now, I'm just looking out of my commentary box. It's one of the spikers. It's Adrian Sutil that has spun going through these centre S's. He was behind Anthony Davidson, trying to get down the inside of Anthony Davidson. There was absolutely no room there whatsoever, and he careered straight into the side of the Super Aguri driver, and both of them went pirouetting down the hill, down the centre S's. And what's happened in the Williams garage? Kazuki Nakajima has come in. He's missed his pit box, and did he actually hit the guy on the jack, the guy on the front jack, and the guy on the front left tyre, who is now hopping away? And Nakajima, well, we said he was having a great drive. He is, but he's got to remember where he's to stop in the pits. They trust the mechanics, the drivers, to stop in time. On that occasion, the Japanese driver didn't. Fernando Alonso, who at the moment was third, with Nico Rosberg 11 seconds behind him. In fact, Nico Rosberg now moves up into third as Alonso comes into the pits for a short fuel stop. Super soft tyres go on, 6.2 seconds, and out come the Ferrari mechanics, because Kimi Raikkonen's going to be coming in as well. Fernando Alonso reaches the end of the pit lane, and now he's down, dropping downhill and back to resume and rejoin this race once again with 19 laps to go. And as he reaches the exit, Kimi Raikkonen reaches the entrance. On the jacks he goes. They just need one more pit stop to the Ferrari mechanics to get everything right and ready for Kimi Raikkonen. 6.4 seconds away he goes, and a beautiful pit stop, absolutely inch perfect, and you can tell that they've practiced it over and over again, because there was not a foot wrong. Can though Kimi Raikkonen rejoin the race in the lead? He's coming down the hill, still in the pit lane itself, as Felipe Massa on the track winds his way through the centre S's. Has Massa been held up in traffic long enough for Raikkonen to rejoin the race in the lead? Do you know what? I think he has. Kimi Raikkonen rejoins the race in the lead and is now a point clear in the driver's standings, and has 18 more laps to nurse that Ferrari car home, and he will be world champion.
No, the gamble that McLaren took just has not paid off at all. It hasn't given him the impetus he needed. He got too bogged down in traffic despite having those short stints, and now he's going to pay the price by coming in.
He is. He's coming into the pits now, pulls out to the left-hand side, and Lewis Hamilton presses his limiter and stops as Jarno Trulli comes past our commentary box. So David Coulthard was 20 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton on the track, and we'll wait and see if David Coulthard comes past our commentary box before Lewis Hamilton gets out again. Hard tyres going on. Past our box comes the race leader Kimi Raikkonen, then Felipe Massa. Lewis Hamilton peels out into the pit lane as David Coulthard makes his way to the top of the hill, and now by the time I finish that sentence, he's past our commentary box. David Coulthard and Kazuki Nakajima, and they will move ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Ralf Schumacher then comes next, but I think Lewis Hamilton will get out certainly ahead of Ralf Schumacher, and actually has enough enough pace down the hill to get out ahead of Kazuki Nakajima. So Lewis Hamilton now into 10th place. But there's a brilliant battle. Heifel, Rosberg and Kubica. Hate to say this, but Lewis Hamilton will be hoping that they take each other off, and actually they get really close together going down into the first turn. Nico Rosberg runs wide, almost hit Nick Heifeld, and Robert Kubica is the man that benefits there. He moves up from 6th into 4th place. It's been, well, a terrific season for Formula One, an incredible outcome here at Interlagos, but it looks now like the man who started 2007 with a win in Melbourne is going to finish with a win at Interlagos, and it's a win that gives Kimi Raikkonen the championship of the world. Always watch out for the outsider, and it's the man in red, the Ferrari driver, who gives them their 6th World Drivers' title in the last 8 years, and he's the man that beats Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton to a thrilling title battle this afternoon. Felipe Massa crosses the line to finish 2nd, Fernando Alonso will come home 3rd, and Lewis Hamilton has slowed down now. He will come home in 7th place, finishing just 1 point behind Kimi Raikkonen in his first season in Formula One. If you'd have asked him 214 days ago, would you like to finish runner-up by a point, he'd have probably bit your arm off for it. There will be disappointment, but there shouldn't be. It's not a failure, it's been a brilliant effort, but it's been an effort that has ended ultimately in disappointment for McLaren and triumph for Ferrari and Kimi Raikkonen.
I need to give a big thanks to the team. I love the team. I have such a good time in the team. I enjoy Formula One much more now than I enjoyed last year. So I have much better feelings from this year than any other year. So I must say, and all the people who's been helping me. So thanks for all them. For sure, there's been hard times in a career, but that's normal for everybody. And this is what I always wanted, and I got it now. So anything more comes after this is only plus, and we're just gonna go next year and try to do it again. It's gonna be difficult, but we see.